Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Wednesday, the 27th day of May 2026. I hope you're all safe and healthy on this hump day, that your family is safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the area of health, along with first responders, doing all they can to save lives every day. Those also that pick up garbage, that keep streets and towns and cities clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children victims of child molestation and pedophilia. The people that are helping those that are victims of prostitution, child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, the profiteers, and the perverts that create demands that cause these evil industries to exist. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 700,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, military veterans, homeless in the United States of America. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. So, last night, first of all, let me mention something that I found interesting in the archives of YouTube. One of the interesting things I found that on Christmas Day, 2025, this past Christmas, the New York Knicks played the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the San Antonio Spurs played the Oklahoma City Thunder. Christmas Day. The Knicks won a very close game against the Cavaliers. That's before the Garland trade. So there was no James Harden. It was Darius Garland. And they won a very close game against Cleveland at Madison Square Garden. And the Spurs beat the Oklahoma City Thunder on Christmas Day as well. Now, last night, as we know, this is the playoffs. And last night, Oklahoma City prevailed by 13 over the San Antonio Spurs. But I want to say this. We have seen the Atlanta Hawks give up in a closeout game. We have seen the Philadelphia 76ers give up in a closeout game to get swept 4-0. We just witnessed a 4-0 sweep of the Cavaliers where they gave up. I don't think, even though San Antonio lost last night, don't expect them in this closeout game in San Antonio tomorrow night on Thursday to give up. They are not. So, so that is going to be interesting to see what happens Thursday. So it's 3-2 now in favor of Oklahoma City. But I still think that this might go 7 games. And it really, of course, all depends on the outcome tomorrow night in San Antonio. So if Oklahoma City is going to complete the sweep, and complete the series, and we talked about this, the 2 toughest games in the playoffs, the first game and the closeout game, this is going to be a heck of a game tomorrow, especially since everybody's health is going to be a heck of a game tomorrow. So we still don't really know. I would be cautious to declare who's going to win and lose, like a lot of people like to call themselves prophets and do, because there's going to be a fight tomorrow night at Frost Center in San Antonio. There's going to be a fight tomorrow night. And so, and there was some very egregious calls made last night, very egregious against the Spurs. And so I don't want to say it was a hometown thing for Oklahoma City, because the referees are not from Oklahoma City. They travel with the series. So I don't want to say it was a hometown thing, but the refs did a really bad job, I would say, in the game last night between the San Antonio Spurs and Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, they missed some, even with the replay, they missed goaltendings, they missed out of bounds plays, they missed some really bad calls last night. So we'll see what happens Thursday. I tend to think that series is going to go 7 games. I tend to think it's going to go 7 games. I would be surprised if it doesn't go 7 games. Last night, the free throws were 38-32, but Oklahoma City was given a lot of free throws with the Oscar-winning acting jobs. So we'll see what happens comes in. I'm sure, one thing I'm confident, even with the gambling, I'm sure the NBA is going to review yesterday's game, and they're going to make decisions, and they're going to be better called in a closeout game on Thursday. Why am I going through all of this? I would rather them go 7 games, first of all, to help us, the Knicks, because we're not playing again until next week, Wednesday, and we don't want to come out on the road slow and off key because we had a week off. They need to stay sharp. All of the players are understanding that, and Kyle Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson and McCall and Josh, they're all saying the same song. We need to stay sharp. Okay, there's that. But also, I feel like the Spurs are so young. Like, this is Wembanyama's 3rd year, and here they are in the conference final. And you got Stephen Castle, you got Champagnie, you got a bunch of guys that are really all under 24, 25. And so they're young, in this thing. And so this is a year to get them. It's like, you got years we were talking about teams that are on the come up, like Detroit. You could take their lunch money about 3 years ago. You can't no more, okay? You could take Orlando's lunch money about 2-3 years ago. And now, even though they're not champions, but they're much tougher than they were 2-3 years ago. And so in terms of championship level basketball, the Spurs are young. If they could get by Oklahoma City, the Knicks have a really good shot of winning this thing because they match up well against them. They match up well against San Antonio with Wembanyama. So I really want to see this series go 7 games. That's my hope. That's why I brought all this up. I really want to see this series go 7 games. If it does, the Knicks are in good shape. And then, of course, all the odds makers are favoring whoever comes out of the West over the Knicks. Okay? But, of course, now, at this stage, we're getting apologies from Shaq, from Charles Barkley. We're getting apologies from Matt Barnes about how they was down on our team, and now they realize they was wrong. Okay? So, yeah, that's coming out too. And along with those apologies, there's a whole bunch more bandwagon jumpers, which will jump off if the Knicks don't win. Matter of fact, Big Perk is already saying, if the Knicks don't win the championship, the season means nothing. That is such a ridiculous statement. It is so ridiculous. So to get to the championship round for the Knicks is a step up from last year, having lost in 6 in the ECF. So they now in the championship. Because you look at the bracket, the Knicks are waiting for somebody. So that's a step up. Yes, we want them to win the chip. Yes, they have a good chance of winning the championship. But don't call the season nothing or a failure because they don't win the championship. Anybody could win the championship that gets in that round. Both teams are going to be really good to get there. I don't care what they're saying about how weak the Knicks' schedule was or whatever. They're always trying to make excuses to crap on the Knicks. The Knicks are, and I've been saying, a really good team who has now gotten to the point of playing their best basketball right now. And our Knicks are playing basketball in June. Now, we've been saying this. When we would lose a game to Detroit, I had people coming on my channel from the Detroit Piston Nation talking all kind of mess about a regular season game. And I was telling them, that's great. Y'all look really better than us right now. But let's see who's better in May and June, because that's when it really counts. And somebody put it very well. They said, we did not go get Mikal Bridges to win 60 games. We got Mikal Bridges to win 16 games. See? That's what we're talking about. So I like the fact the Knicks are healthy. The only detriment is that they have so much time off, they may get a little rusty. We got to somehow try to stay sharp. And Cat was saying they're going to adjust their scrimmages so that they can be a little bit more rough, but they're not trying to get anybody hurt. So, yeah, we're in a really good position, New York Nation. We're in a really good position right now, resting and waiting for the winner. That two teams are knocking itself out. And it'll be really good if San Antonio can win tomorrow and take this thing 7 games. So it doesn't matter what happens tomorrow, though, in that the finals, because of the networks, are starting next week, Wednesday, on June 3rd, regardless. So the finals are starting. It's already set. So no matter if San Antonio loses tomorrow and OKC takes the next step, or if San Antonio makes it go 7 games, they're still starting the championship series next week, Wednesday. So that don't matter. But if San Antonio does win, that's just another day they could beat each other up to come to the chip. Okay, so I like our chances here, but we got to wait and see what happens. But we've been getting apologies from everybody. And then there's those that act like they was always on our side, like Stephen A. Stupid, who was really never on our side, talking all kind of gloaty, stupid mess about the Knicks. And they're going to continue to do that. Speaking of that, it's gloaty, stupid mess. LeBron. Okay, I spoke this Sunday, and I still feel it. LeBron ain't going to no team that don't have a chance to win the chip. That's the first thing. So if he's going to leave the Lakers, whatever team he's going on is going to be top 6 in their conference. Second thing is, LeBron going to think he's worth a lot of money. And this is the problem. And whoever structured this salary cap situation in the NBA was smart. Because you're limited in salary cap situation. People are worried about, I got people checking with me talking about, we're worried about re-signing Mitch because of the cap and all this. Not even talking about that. But somebody's going to sign LeBron and he's going to be wanting max money. And it's going to be, they're going to have to restructure their team to get him on the team. And LeBron ain't that LeBron no more. Same with Giannis. People are talking about who has the assets to get Giannis. For them to be talking like that, that means somebody's got to give up a lot to get him, which, okay, let's say it's Miami. You give up Khalil Ware, you give up Jaime Jaquez, you give up first-round picks, okay? Now, you giving up, now, listen, we're watching this playoffs, and I've been telling y'all, the stars do what they do. Your Jalen Brunsons, your Cats, your Victor Wembanyama's, your SGAs, they're going to do what they do. But if you want to win the chip, you got to have some ancillary pieces. Landry Shamits, Deuce McBrides, Mitchell Robinsons. You got to have people like that step up for Oklahoma City. Caruso, Mitchell. You got to have somebody that's not a star step up and play their role at a championship level. Every team needs that. So what happens when you go to get a guy like Giannis, you're giving up those players. You're not only giving up those players, you're giving up your ability to go get them because you're giving up number 1 picks. I think Miami's in the best position to get Giannis, although you're going to get 20-something teams trying to put a bid in. Miami's got the first-round capital. They got number 13 this year. They got 2027 pick they could give or whatever that they're getting from another team, plus the youngins. They got Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez, and maybe Tyler Herro. You got a nucleus that you could build off of right there. So we're going to see. But whatever team gets Giannis, it ain't going to be like no stacked squad. They're going to be weak in the ancillary pieces you need to win a chip. So what may happen is what happened when Cleveland got Donovan. Cleveland got Donovan, they win 60 games, and then I think they lost in the first round. Why? Because you can win during the regular season with them top-level players. But when you get to the playoffs, you need some pieces coming off your bench that can perform at a high-level role player level. High-level role players. And that's what they were missing. They were missing it last year, and they were missing it this year, which is why they got beat. Okay? The Knicks, on the other hand, I mentioned the players already. You got Mitchell Robinsons, you got Deuce McBride, you got Landry Shamet, you got Jordan Clarkson, all cheap and off your bench that could start for a lot of teams, plus your starters. Okay, so that's why the Knicks are in good shape here. They got high level, role players that can do their job at a very high level, high enough so that they could be starters on some other teams. And that's a really good thing going into the championship round. It's going to be tough for anybody that gets Giannis, and it's more even for anybody getting LeBron to try to fit them in your salary cap and give up young talent for has been. And I'm just saying, all respect to LeBron, first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt. But to me, at this point, his biggest effectiveness is coming off somebody's bench. That where LeBron will really make an impact, but his ego won't let him. And that's going to be the detriment here. It's like James Harden talking about, we got swept, but we're the better team. It's like Joel Embiid saying they're the better team when we beat them in 5, when we had Ragu in them. So, let's be real here. So they're not yet being real. Like when the Leprechaun came and rolled dice on the Madison Square Garden floor, what did Jalen Brunson say? He said, we got to beat him. Then he won't be doing that. See, if we don't beat him, that's what's going to happen. And that's like what you need to hear. That's exactly what you need to hear. That's how Cade's attitude was. Listen, if we want to move forward, if we want to prove we're a good team, we got to win. That was Cade's attitude when they lost to Cleveland. He's right. Jalen is right. Harden, I don't know what drugs he's on, but they got beat. They got more than beat. They got swept by the better team. They need to give some more respect and humble themselves to get better. Harden has never been a playoff performer, ever. He's never been the guy. He's never been Brunson, okay? So, anyway, we'll see. But we're getting some apology flowers from some people that was talking big mess. We're now waiting to see who wins this Western Conference chip. And I'm hoping San Antonio takes a 7. Whether they win it or not, we'll see. But if they take it 7, they got to play Game 7 in OKC this weekend. That's going to be a big game. Big, big game. One thing I can guarantee you they're not going to do between Castle, Fox, Wembanyama, all them cats, they're not going to roll over. They're going to come out fighting tomorrow night. So if OKC can win tomorrow night, they will earn it. And literally earn it, because these cats are going to come out fighting to the death, okay? And so we're going to see. I'm going to watch that game tomorrow night. But we're in good shape. We're just waiting now. And our guys are healing up. Everybody's looking healthy. See if OG, who was a very big factor in this 4-0 sweep of Cleveland, we were concerned. Well, we weren't real concerned, but the media was making a big concern out of his hammy, okay? He was already ready. And he's going to be more ready when we come to next Wednesday. Then you got Cat, McCall, JB, and Josh Hart, who's the most banged up of all. He'll be ready, okay? So we wait. Meantime, enjoy what's going on now, which is the WCF. Right now it's 3-2 OKC, but tomorrow night's going to be a war. Nice basketball to watch. We'll see. Take care. Please be safe out there. Sure.